Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome back to How to Paint Watercolours with me, Colin, and I'm using Turner's watercolour paints today. Artist quality, they range from £3.70 upwards at the time this video was made. So I will leave a link in the description box, and should you want to check them out, I said you can do. This company delivers worldwide, so you won't have a problem should you order any, and you will really enjoy these. Okay, I've stretched my paper as you can see, which means wetting it both sides, and I'm just removing any excess water from around the edges of the paper. And then we can begin. Take some Naples yellow, bottom of the sky, bring it all the way through. More sienna. Just want to create a little bright spot now. Cadmium yellow. Like that. Just drying off my puddles a bit. Bring the colours together. French ultramarine and burnt umber mixed to a blue-grey side. I even want to add just a little bit of this into the land. We'll be using some grey greens, so this will suit it. Taking a stronger mixture of that French ultramarine and burnt umber, just a little dark and a little bit thicker. We can just add a nice British dark cloud. Just creating some interest in the sky. We will leave this to dry. I'll just remove a little bit of paint off the cottage walls using a rolled up kitchen roll. Just take the tops of the walls off, and now we're going to leave that to dry. Now that that's relatively dry, I've set the board at a slight angle, and I'm just going to re-wet these background hills. And taking some of your sky colour, which is the weaker mixture of the French ultramarine and burnt umber, I'm just going to drop some in at the top along the ridge line, just softening it in. And I just want to take a mixture of grey green, which is the French ultramarine burnt umber, with just a hint of cadmium yellow light, just to add a green grey. Not much, just a little bit. Just soften that in. Coming into this closer one, using the darker colour as you're coming more forward. A little bit of the green grey once again, but also just a hint of a lighter green, French ultramarine burnt umber, and a lot of cadmium yellow light. Straightforward cadmium yellow along the bottom in this field. Just pull it backwards. Same with this one, just here. Just creating bright spots, that's all. Just a touch of grey green here as well. French ultramarine and burnt umber with some cadmium yellow light in. But it's a very grey. Softening off the bottoms. And then we're going to let that dry. Now that that's dry, just come back to the roof of these farm buildings, and this is the sky colour once again, French ultramarine and burnt umber. I'm just going to paint in the roof. Now that's just a flat wash, but I also want to drop in some of the grey green and some of the very light green, just to add a little bit of colour. Same for this one. Some of the dark grey green. Give me some clean water. When it comes to the wall, I'm just going to re-wet it. Some of the sky colour once again. Just pop it in. Sky colour once again, but this is darker. Although it doesn't look much darker, does it? No. Okay, it doesn't matter. Get that in. So I'll soften it in a little bit. French ultramarine and burnt umber once again, but this is mixed to the brown side. Some of the grey green. Just softening it in once again. I just lift one or two bits out. Some light red, just for a bit of colour, and some of the real pale green for moss. Just softening the colours together, and I want to add some real dark along the top, French ultramarine and burnt umber. Off there. Damp brush if you think it's just gone a little bit too much. Damp brush once again, soften across the bottom. Same on that side. And now we're just going to leave this to dry. Now that your roof is dry and your stone wall is reasonably dry, you can just start to put some shadows onto the buildings. This is your sky colour once again. Chimney in. Just a little bit of water on this back gable end, sometimes known as the flank wall. Touch of sky colour. Just allow that to drift down. Same with this one. Just lifting a bit of paint off the bottom so things don't look as solid, and taking some of the darker mixture just under the eave, just darken it. A couple of windows. French ultramarine and burnt umber. Version of the same colour. Just going to turn the board around while I put the branches in. I'm using a rigger brush, but any detail brush will do, or one that you feel comfortable with. Just begin filling your branches out on your trees. And as it's winter, there won't be any foliage on it. Around and take a look. Fence posts in there. Just putting a brush in. This is just different mixtures of French ultramarine, burnt umber and cadmium yellow light, just for some variation. And I always say it's nice to sneak in a bit of red if you can. Soften off the bottom of the door where the red is so it just fades. I think we'll do the same to the barn. With the barn we'll just add some dark into it, just to deepen it. Soften it off. Now that that's dry, I just want to add a little bit of colour to the front of these buildings. And I don't want it to come all the way down. And I'm actually taking some of the cadmium yellow and I just want to drop this in, just pull it down slightly, like a reflection off the back of this field. But I also want to add some of your sky colour, but relatively weak, as a shadow under the eave. I'm going to work it in because it contains a blue. I think that'll do. Pop a couple of windows in there, just some watery grey now, and just a hint of brickwork. This is well watered down, French ultramarine and burnt umber. Just darkening one side of this fence post. Highlighting the capping stones. One or two dead branches. You always seem to get at the bottom of oak trees. Putting a little bit of the stonework in. Just an indication. Taking some clean water. I'm just going to wet this bottom field. Once again, some cadmium yellow for your bright spots. Some of your nice bright green. Cadmium yellow, French ultramarine and burnt umber, just a tiny bit of burnt umber. Same colour once again, but more blue and brown added to give you that darker colour. The board is set at an angle, but I'm actually going to drop it flat. Okay, I've just dropped the board flat and I'm just going to soften this edge off here. Maybe I think we'll run just a little water up here. Drop some of the green in, some of the mid green in. Soften it together. Some of your really dark grey green. Ultramarine, burnt umber, cadmium yellow, but there's a lot of blue and a lot of burnt umber. Just gently pull it through the yellow, softening this edge slightly. Then we're going to leave this to dry. Now it's all basically dry, I'm just going to run a little bit of water in the top part of this track. And we'll be putting some puddles in this as well, just to add some more interest in the foreground. French ultramarine and burnt umber. I'm just going to push it through the water, and it should pale off the further up the water we go. Just softening that in, strengthening it up along the bottom. French ultramarine and burnt umber again, but this is a darker mixture. Softening it all together. Just adding a little bit of the dark mixture where you think it might need it. Bring a little dirt down here. Just soften it off into the grass. And we're just going to allow this to dry. Okay, now that's dry, I'm going to sort these puddles out, and I'm just going to re-wet the puddle area with some clean water, very gently. And into that, I'm going to drop some Naples yellow, horizontal strokes, pull it out into, maybe just a touch of raw sienna. And I also want to add some French ultramarine and burnt umber, but this is mixed to the blue side. It's important that your strokes are horizontal. Just taking some of your cloud colour as well, which is a darker version of the French ultramarine and burnt umber. Just deepen parts of the colour. Soften it all together. While we're just waiting for that to dry just a tiny little bit, I'll just take some of the blue that was watered down for the water. I'm going to put a few bricks in, not many. Just adding a tiny touch of detail. Maybe I want to run 1 or 2 pebbles along here, just to break the ground up a little bit. I think that might have dried enough. Taking a flat brush, and I'm just going to pull the centre out for wind streaks. Vertical, these are all vertical strokes. Too wide. And I don't think I want to do any more to that, so what we're going to do now is going to sign it. I'm going to let it dry, sign it, mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. Subscribers are always welcome, and I'll leave a few suggestions at the end of this video for other videos I've made for YouTube. And if you wish to view the full list of videos, I will leave a link in the description box. I will also leave a link in the description box for the paints that I've been using, and should you wish to, you can take a look at them. So once again, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Thank you.